Hey everybody, this is Roy Candy, and this is Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talking about their favorite game in the category of the week. This week we're talking all about what is your favorite game to teach. Is there a game that you really enjoy showing other people how to play the game? Make sure to leave in the comments down below your favorite game to teach, especially if it was a game that wasn't mentioned here on Favorite Game Friday. And let's get to all of our contributors' clips.
Hi everyone, it's Ness. The game I love to teach the most would probably be this game, The Terrifying Girl Disorder. It's a really unique drafting set collection game with a ton of interaction, a little bit of bluffing, and anime artwork, which a lot of people don't really like, but I think it's a really good game and that more people should try it. Which is one reason I like to teach it. The other reason I like to teach it is the rulebook sucks. It's really bad. I think it was a translation issue on Japanime's part, which they seem to have gotten a little bit better about since they've published more games. But I like teaching it because I think more people should experience this game, and maybe if they do, they can buy it, it's cheap, and they can pass their experience with me teaching the game to them onto others. As an aside, I've recently changed my YouTube name from Medical Mechanica to Sugi Moogie, so if you see Sugi Moogie, that's me. Have a great Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday, everyone. This is Jill, and unfortunately, when I start to try to explain games to people, they tend to look more and more scared. So now my favorite games to explain are really simple ones, and that are also still really fun. So my favorite really simple games to teach to other people would have to be Drop It, Illusion, and also Green Team Wins. Have a great weekend, everyone.
I really enjoy teaching Marvel United or the X-Men version. Either one's fine. The whole idea of showing the timeline of the cards is really fun. And then when people say, hey, can I play Doctor Strange? Yeah, absolutely, comes out of here. Hey, can I play Warlock? Sure. Can I play Cypher? No, you can't play Cypher because there's no Cypher from the Nubians. But other than that, it's a great game to play and teach.
Hi, I'm Josh from the YouTube channel Josh Yaks, and my pick for this week is going to be one of my newer favorites, King Domino Origins. The reason I've chosen this little game is because it represents one of the best ratios of ease of teaching to how much fun the gameplay is of all the games in my collection, which means that as soon as I start teaching it, I know it won't be long before we're right into a really fun game. Cheers.
So I hear you're looking for some advice on how to finish this race. Here's a few tips for you. 1, you got to manage the heat on your engine. If you stress out that engine too much by doing stupid things, going first to third gear, it's just, your car's going to overheat, it's not going to perform, and you'll be lucky to get past 1 lap, much less 2 or 3. Secondly, you got to manage your own stress. I mean, if you're getting so stressed out and distracted that you're doing stupid things and not paying attention, I don't know what to tell you. You might as well not even start. You also got to watch your speed around those hairpin turns. There's some really tight ones. And if you go too fast around those turns, you're going to spin out. You're going to bust your car. It's going to just completely distract you and make you a basket case. There's no coming back from that. But the one secret that I can give you is about slipstreaming. If you can get immediately beside or just behind another car, you can just slip on past and right in front of them. And then pedal to the metal, baby. I'll see you at the finish line.
Hi everyone, I'm Nathan and this is Sweetie. Our favorite game to teach is Wits and Wagers. It takes about 10 seconds to teach. You try and guess the answer and then you decide who got closest without going over. It's pretty simple.
G'day, Mike here to tell you about my favourite game to teach, my favourite game, Great Western Trail. Ostensibly a heavy Euro game, all I need to do to teach people to play is tell them that you can move 1, 2, 3 or 4 spaces per turn, depending on the player count, and by the time you arrive at Kansas City, you need a variety of cows in your hand. Then it's just a case of each time someone visits a new tile, explaining what happens at that tile, and all the players can see what goes down. Then, after a couple of rounds, Everyone knows how to play, and just as long as you're not too concerned with who wins the very first game, you've taught Great Western Trail. A game which I might add is unfairly maligned because I like its cover art.
Hi, I'm Julian and this is Libby and we are from Box Meeples, and you can find our channel right here on YouTube.
This week I am going with The Lost Ruins of Arnak. It's a game that I have played so much, both in person and on BGA, that I think that for me, teaching a game, some of the joy of it obviously comes from it being a great game that I love, but also that confidence that if someone asks one of those little nuances, I'm going to know the answer with this one.
And I'm choosing the game Robin Hood. Now the rule book for this is a single piece of paper. The last note on which it says, open the book. Now you teach this game by literally reading the book, and if people aren't going to feel involved, you pass the book around between the players so each one reads a little bit of the story. You get to a game within 5 minutes of opening the box.
Hey everyone, Rob from Kitchener here, and a game I like to teach is Dune Imperium. Now, not necessarily because it's my favorite game, but because it has my favorite elements of teachable games. That's easy iconography, a simple rule set, a comic version of Dave Bautista. It's all good. Most of all, games that are easy to teach have a handy player aid so that the players can read along and not fall asleep while you explain the rules to them. Happy Friday, everyone, and did you spot last week the tower from Wrath of the Lich King Pandemic or the medic from the anniversary edition of Pandemic? Good job if you did. If not, I've hidden the components for 2 more games that are easy to teach in this video. Leave your guesses in the comments, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, Favorite Game Friday, it's Chris and Angie from the Chasing Meeples podcast. Angie, I'm super excited. We haven't been on this for about 2 weeks now. Been super busy. We got some cool stuff coming from our podcast. Check out our podcast when you get a chance. But anyway, I am super excited to talk about games I just love about the beach.
No, Chris, it's teach. Things you love to teach.
I'm out.
But you know what? You're all... Distilled. Distilled is my favorite game to teach. It's such a simple rule set, very thematic, everything makes sense. I teach. But I don't.
Hello everyone, Merlin's Manor here for Favorite Game Friday, and I have a 2-for-1 for you today. My favorite game to teach solo is Under Falling Skies. This is a game that I brought with me to a camp one time, and during some of the downtime I was just playing it by myself, and a couple of teenagers had come over on a couple different occasions. I was able to teach them this game very simply, and it was really engaging, and they enjoyed the game. And for multiplayer, I really enjoy teaching Ticket to Ride, again for its simplicity. It's easy to teach, and a lot of people can get into this game. And so it's got a theme that works very easily with those who aren't that big into board games, as well as mechanics that are easy to get into. So these are a couple games that I really enjoy teaching. Happy Friday, everyone.
Hi, folks. I'm a social studies teacher, so obviously I like teaching games too. In fact, I've been thinking about starting an after-school program to teach kids games and get them into gaming. So I thought I would choose a game related to social studies or that has a social studies theme. One of my favorite games that I really enjoy teaching people is Trekking the World. This game can be a little tricky though because it has a few details, a few rules that are just half a step more difficult than its predecessor. So the game that I usually start with is Trekking the National Parks. This is a simple game, sort of like Ticket to Ride, so some people may already be familiar with some of the mechanisms, but it's pretty easy because there are only a few things you can do on each turn, and you have dual use cards that you can use to claim national parks or visit them, and also to move around the board. There's also these pretty little stones that you can collect up, and I know my daughter, she always likes to go up and collect the stones. But this is a really simple game. It's very easy to get into and easy to teach. So I really enjoy opening up gaming to people by introducing this game. And then if they like it, I'll move on to Trekking the World and teach them sort of that next step of a little more complex mechanisms. Happy Friday.
Hey everybody, I do find myself having a difficult time explaining things sometimes and explaining rules, which is teaching games. So I often prefer to teach easier games unless we're like, learning it together or whatever. So my pick this week is going to be Comic Hunters, which is an easy one to teach right now because a lot of people are like looking to play it. So yeah, hey, happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, everybody. Clay here with Beer City Board Games. This week is all about games that we love to teach, and I'll be honest, I feel a little bit guilty about my pick this week because it's very out of print. Luckily, there is an alternative out there, but if I'm being honest about my favorite game that I love to teach, it is Discworld Ankh-Morpork. If you don't want to spend the outrageous prices, you can try Nanti-Narking instead. This game is so clever, but the rules are pretty simple. You play a card and do what it says. It's about that easy. The tricky part is that everyone is working toward a different win condition, and you need to figure out who is who if you want to try to stop them. This means that it's not necessarily the easiest game to teach, but I love showing someone new and seeing their reaction when it clicks and they figure it out. So my apologies for the annoying hipster out-of-print pick, but that is my favorite game to teach, Discworld Ankh-Morpork.
Hey Dice Tower, my favourite game to teach is Port Royal. I've had loads of fun teaching this game, and I made it even easier with this little card that I keep inside the box. On this side it's got a stack of about 30 or so cards that I pre-arranged before the game starts, and then on this side I've got a script of about 4 turns that happen where all of those cards come out and I can explain the rules around each card as they appear. It makes life a lot easier, and once we're done we just shuffle all the cards back together, start over, and then everybody's clear on the rules and we can go from there. So yeah, great game, really easy to teach, highly recommend it. Happy Friday.
Hi, it's Barb, Meeple PhD, and my favorite game to teach is all of them, which might sound like a total cop-out, but we host game nights at our house and at our library, and I love just being able to teach people whatever game it is that they're interested in playing, whether it's something simpler like Century Spice Road, or something more complex that they've had trouble getting their head around the rules on, like Arc Nova. I love teaching whatever anyone wants to learn that I already know how to play. Happy Friday, everyone.
What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne from Blackboard Gaming. When I go to a board game gathering, the game that I love to teach is this little card game right here, Scout. I love that in the teach, it comes off as a simple card game until everybody at the table learns that you cannot rearrange the cards in your hand. Therein lies the challenge. See you guys later.
Teaching is such a big part of board gaming. Just showing other people how to play games, learning how to play them, and showing other people, bringing them into the game and having fun around the table together. Make sure to leave in the comments down below your favorite game to teach people how to play, and make sure to check out our contributors from all around the world who join in here on Favorite Game Friday. If you want to join in on Favorite Game Friday, all you have to do is do a super short video, put it in the Google Drive link down below, and you can be a part of next week's episode. The topic for next week is what is the first game you teach to someone who's never played hobby board games before? What is the very first game you like to show people? Is this a game that just is like a gateway or welcoming game, but this is the very first one you like to bring to the table with them? Anyway, make a video for that, and I'll see you on the next Favorite Game Friday.